All right, so I want your original reaction to the material itself and the take on the material, because the character is great and he's got a fantastic arc, so I can see the appeal for you as an actor, but what was your reaction to the actual take on the material?
Well, on the material there were two reactions and two hooks for me, and one you've mentioned, which is the journey and the arc, but part of that journey is examining a story we know well, a lot of us know well, millions know well, and is dear to them, and that's the story of Christ. And we deal with the crucifixion, the resurrection, the ascension. But what is, for me, the hook, and I hope the hook for the audience, is the idea that we examine this story through the eyes of a non-believer, through the eyes of a ruthless Roman military tribune. And I really like that angle. And added to that, I like the way that this man, who thinks in a very analytical, intelligent, economical, surgical way, as he does on the battlefield, he brings those attitudes to investigating the missing body of Christ. And it was almost like a film noir detective. It was almost...
I heard that you did some research. How did that inform your investigation with talking to an investigator who actually does that? How did that actually translate to your work on screen?
Well, it was very helpful. It's all about, an actor's, it's all about finding the keys to the character and the way that they think. And as you know, the film has a series of investigations with Jesus' followers. And there were so many of them in the film. I didn't want to do one color, but I wanted to also just have in my mind, what are the approaches if I was a professional detective and I needed to crack someone? I bring brute force and strength? Am I empathetic? Am I good cop, bad cop? And all the different psychologies to get information.
But your character within the story, he truly has no agenda. He's just following orders. Do you think that sort of made him a little bit pure in his humanity, which lent itself to sort of the next phase of what happens to him?
That's a very good question, because we've got to get a believable change in the character. And I'd always felt that Clavius is suffering from an almost post-traumatic stress. He deals in death. He's exhausted. We see him on the battlefield. The next moment, Pontius Pilate is saying, will you crucify this guy? And the next moment, he says, find the body. And I think Clavius just wants to have a shower, get to bed, finish in Judea and go back to Rome and go to the Senate and just get away from it. So he's a man that is prepared for change, even if he doesn't know it. And that was an important element to me.
So tell me a little bit about your director, because obviously we know Kevin does action and that epic sort of very well, but obviously I want you, the character moments are really important in this film, so describe him as an actor's director.
Well, he is an actor's director. He's a veteran, and I've been a big fan of his in film. And you're right, he can bring the epic and the intimate together, and that's what this film does. And so you might find there's a lot of close-ups, but at the same time there's some wonderful wide movement of the camera. We get the Judea in its biggest sense. He's very collaborative, and I think he's open to thought. And also, if you're in a zone as an actor, and he will stay with you. He won't go, okay, we got it, move on. He will be like, okay, let's build on that. And he can, be there for hours on the same scene. So for an actor, that's very nice.
Did you shoot out of sequence?
All the time.
Yeah, because, how was dealing with a gigantic arc and then being like, okay, where am I? Am I here? How did you handle that challenge?
That's what I'm paid to do. That's the homework. So yeah, all of that preparation, finding the details and the arc, because everything is so mixed up, but you have to know inside out, like the back of your hand, where you are. That's my job.
All right, well,
great. Thank you so much. Thank you.